God, I'm finally doing another video for this series. But wait a minute, how did they usually start?
2018.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Not too long ago, I did a video on the prequel Ant-Man, so let's tackle the sequel. Already a mirror, as Ant-Man came after Avengers 2, and now the sequel is also right after the third Avengers movie. The movie came out in July, but if you live in the UK, the movie came out in August because of a round bag of air. It's coming home. Go away. Sorry. As the film title implies, the Wasp plays a huge role in the film as she is trying to find her mother with help from her dad, Hank Pym. Suffering from the consequences of Captain America Civil War, Scott has been put on house arrest, but it allows him to spend more time with his daughter Cassie. Ant-Man doesn't have many arch rivals, with his worst enemy being the Egghead, but yeah, no. So instead they picked up what is supposed to be an Iron Man villain, and that is Ghost. Bill? They wanted to get a more sympathetic villain, but it didn't really work when you find out she isn't really a villain, or a ghost. Just a woman that is about to die and will do all that she can to find a cure. If you really think about it, the main villain was just the ordinary folk that wanted in on Hank Pym's technology involving the Pym particles. I hate to say it, but I'm not that fond of the movie when compared to the predecessor. Not a bad film, but not that great either, as the main problem was the villain of the movie when she didn't really need to exist at all. I think it would have been better to make a film about the Wasp, just solely about the Wasp. There were elements of Ant-Man, but his story arc in the film wasn't that important to Hope's. Scott's story arc is just being a good papa for Cassie and not letting her down. Hope, on the other hand, is trying to prove to her father that she is capable of looking out for herself in a terrible situation and is trying to find a way to rescue her mother. The relationship dynamic between the two was almost non-existent. There was the whole school scene, but we'll get to that later. Now, there were scenes that involved Janet taking over Scott's body to talk out of his body with the same voice. Yeah, it's really dumb, but at least it can be funny when looking from an out-of-context perspective. The school scene was one of the few instances when Scott and Hope got to actually spend time together alone, as they are trying to retrieve a costume from Cassie's bag. And when Scott is at the side of an infant, a childish or more like simplistic version of the main Ant-Man theme plays, and it is just great. Most of the action shots in the trailer were all from the third act of the film. That's not a bad thing, but it made the blanks predictable, though it's still a good chase scene as they make use of Hot Wheels and the Pez product placement. So is the film good or not? Yes. What? Okay. The film is decent and is basically your average MCU movie. I prefer this film over Black Panther even, but it just doesn't hold up to the movie before it, being Ant-Man, as I like that one more due to the parallels of character relationships, simplistic story to follow, albeit almost too similar to Iron Man. So, this hasn't properly happened before. I am honestly conflicted. Only one thing to do. What? You think I'm gonna make a dumb joke relating to gnomes again? No. I'm gonna sleep. Have you looked at the time?
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Put my glasses on out the door, I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back.